hopefully you can hear me okay. This tractor's pretty loud. But I am doing the cultivating today. DJ was cultivating yesterday, and we had a wheel bearing go out on the little disc that kind of guides it. So, while I was fixing that this morning, I sent him to do, dang it, I'm getting all turned up, turned around. Anyway, I sent DJ off to do some harrowing with the old 1070 tractor, and I got the cultivator he was running. So I'm kind of running this, and this is not something that I can really video and drive straight. So if you bear with me here, I'll do some maybe a video, you know, as I stop here on the middle of the field or something, but I'm not going to roll the video while I'm going, because I will be wiggling and I'll be killing corn. That's a bad deal. So bear with me here, and I'll try to show you some what it looks like from the cab seat. Make sure I get squared up with my row, and that's going to be it right there. This tire's got to go in that row. Watch down along the frame, make sure. Check the other side. The downhill side's got to be basically right almost on the road. Right there. Almost right on it. Should have washed my window, but there it is. I'm almost on top of it. And that's because we're on this side hill leaning pretty good, so the cultivator wants to lean too. So I got to drive uphill just a little bit to get it to go straight where I want it. Alright, now set the thing down. There we go. And I'm just going to watch that row. That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm going to sit sideways in the cab here so that I can see that row as I drive along here on the side hill. Alright. So, there's only about another 15 acres on this hilltop. And this one here is the steepest I've got, and it's not terrible. It's manageable, and it doesn't go clear over to the trees. It just kind of goes up to the where it starts to break over again. Then that's it. There's grass on the other side. So as you can see, it's pretty green. There's an awful lot of grass coming up everywhere in there. Here, I'll try to use my pen. There's grass everywhere. And sometimes, turn that fan down so you can hear me good. When you look out across your field at an angle like this into your crop, if you see a bunch of red in here down between the rows, then you've got a serious problem. And if you don't get it killed, you will have a very serious problem throughout the rest of the year. But right now, this up here is mostly green, which isn't terrible. It's just foxtail. It's not super deal. It will, you know, drop yield, have a pretty good yield reduction because of foxtail. But the red stuff, and I'll try to get that on video here in a minute where the red stuff is. I think there was some over here on this little hill. Red stuff is a bad deal. I'll show you what that is. Hang on. Okay, now I've turned around at the other end, and if you can see, can't hardly tell through the window, so dirty. Let me hop out, see if I can get it to show. As we bend down here, get close to the ground, you can see red in the row, and it's really hard to see in the video, but me standing out here, I can see an awful lot of red all over this row, a low bunch right there. And what that is the underleaf of pigweed, Palmer amaranth. Here's a little one right there. It's green on the top, but when you flip these leaves over, it's red. So when you look out here, you can see a whole bunch of them right there. That's all red. There's not much. There's a few clear down here. Whoops, right there. And a few right in here yet. and a bunch over here. When you see those red leaves, you know you've got to get in here and get these taken care of right away, because they will take over your field. And these things don't just have a few hundred seeds, they've got about 2 billion per plant when they finally get to maturity, which is ridiculous. So cultivator's doing a pretty decent job. If I could go a little faster, if I was confident enough to go a little faster, the dirt would bunch up a little more like it is on this ridge, and it would flow through there a little bit better. But I'm just not comfortable going that fast. A few spots, like right up here, I got off the row a little bit and I wiped out 8 rows. I'm like, oh, nope. So just got to go slow and get comfortable with your tool where you can do a successful job of cultivating. Well, for you guys that aren't familiar with cultivators, there is 9 rows going across the back of that tool. You've got 8 rows of crop going through it. So on each end, you've got to touch the last pass. If I was to put this guy over here where this wheel is, where it's not worked up, then, well, I wouldn't be getting this other half of this overlap. The outside wing on that got this guy over here, but it only came to half. It didn't cover that whole 30 inches in between, or whatever your row width is. It's only half. That way you can get the outsides of your number 1 or number 8 row without taking out, you know, the fence or whatever when you're out there. So keep that in mind. I had a guy working for me a couple years ago, and he put that row right here, and by the time he got halfway across the field, 15-acre field, he got halfway across there, he was all boogered up, and he was in the middle of the planter row, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? You're out there wiping out crop. You're not even close to where you're supposed to be. Oh, I didn't know. Well, come on, man. But anyway, so that's the gist of how to get the cultivator set up in your rows. Now, I'm not sure what happened to that poor plant. Dirt clod just too much for him, or what? Stand him back up, maybe. Hey, there's a amaranth right beside it. Ugly little booger. All right. Holy smokes. Wow, can you see all those rocks? All those little dots? Those are rocks, guys. There's a big one up over there. Holy smokes. We just picked all these rocks up not very long ago. These are them dang whatever rocks reproduce like rabbits. Oh, we're gonna have to get those picked up again. They're not very kind to cultivators. They kind of break stuff. See how that disc is kind of leaning? That essentially is guiding the cultivator kind of this way, because we're on a bit of a curve right here. It's trying to steer it that way. And that's the one that had the bearing out too, so what do we got over here? Oh yeah. I'm gonna clean that out. Ugh. So that's that. Well, I'm gonna get back to it. See you in a minute. Man, does anybody see the latrine? Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah, right in here. Before I use the latrine, I thought I might show you one more thing. When you're setting up your tractor, remember I was saying this disc over here, this guy is steering your cultivator. You need to have your 3-point set up so that it can sway. You kind of see that one. If you can see that, this arm is way over past where it normally hangs. The whole 3-point is shifted over. So basically, if you have your 3-point set up tight with these blocks, it will not swing around and it will not move and guide when you need it to. You're going to have to use the tractor with the, you know, with the steering and really be pretty close. If you're just expecting that thing to stay exactly where you set it down and not be able to wiggle, it's not going to wiggle, and you're not going to be able to get it to guide uphill when you need to. Just a little food for thought. Now, I'm going to get back at it, or this ground is never going to get worked. We're gaining. It looks a lot better, doesn't it? You can see that road down there, but we're just, there it is. Of course, we're leaning a little bit on the hill. It's kind of hard to see it. Almost done. Well, here's our last row. That is a lot better, isn't it? It doesn't look like a green mat anymore. If you look down here, now we didn't get all of the grass out. You're not gonna get it all. That's just the way it is. We did a pretty good job of throwing dirt in there and covering up a bunch of it. Remember I said earlier I wasn't comfortable going a little faster. Well, I finally figured out with these slopes over here, just the right angle, just exactly where to drive with that front end so that I could go just a little faster. And the back end of that cultivator, which I don't know if you can see it now, the window's pretty dirty. Back into that cultivator, that one shank back there was throwing dirt just enough as I sped up just a little tiny bit. So we got most of that grass down inside the row covered up, which is exactly what we needed. Oops, wrong lever. Alright, now pop out and do an inspection of the cultivator. Make sure we don't have any sticks or anything plugging it up. That does tend to happen sometimes. Nothing yet. Oh man, what happened to this guy? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think that just needs tightened up. I don't think that's anything serious. It's like the... Bah! Well, good thing we're done. Don't have any more corn. And the beans aren't ready to cultivate yet. But man, this just looks a lot better. You see that? That was about solid green earlier, kind of like where we're standing. Just a little bitty grass coming up. And I wasn't going very fast in these early rows. This is before I was comfortable yet, but it did a pretty good job. I'll go over here with these where I was going a little faster. There you can kind of see where I was going a little faster and throwing a little bit more dirt. Yeah. Almost got it all covered up. I got a pretty good throw right here. Throw it up there pretty good. Thrown up there pretty good. See all that grass we're burying? That's what throwing dirt does. It buries your grass. This one here didn't quite get covered up. I don't know why he's so... Well, he's probably in this row, going that way. Of course, gravity, you know, will kind of want to pull the dirt down anyway as it gets up in the air. Looks like I buried a little bit of corn right there. Got it too close to the... Got shoved over too close this way and buried a little bit. Alright. See that, Brian? That's your cultivator. Doing a heck of a good job for me. I really appreciate it. It's been a pretty good cultivator so far, Brian. Appreciate it. Somebody else has got some older equipment they're looking to part with, not using anymore or whatever. You think maybe it might be something that somebody else could use, so I list it, get it for sale. Someone will surely use it. Anyway, well, that one looks pretty good too. I am gonna have to get these windows cleaned because this is atrocious. I can hardly see out of them. I don't know how you guys can see them. Hopefully you can see them. Anyway, that's gonna be it for now, guys. Hit the notification bell and subscribe so you can see the next upcoming videos. We got more after planting weed control videos coming up. Organic weed control, guys. Pretty cool stuff. Catch you later. Yes. Forget the spray. This stuff is a lot better. Just a squeegee window scrubber from a hardware store. Extendable handle. A little bit of water in a bucket with a little bit of dish soap in it. It's reusable too. Well, the dish soap and water's not, but that doesn't cost near as much as the spray. Check it out.